Do you know that the United States government has delved into black magic and seances? What in the world does the CIA, along with real recovered alien bodies and the Pentagon, have to do with black magic and occult connoisseur Aleister Crowley, as well as witches, real witches, that were hired by the United States government? I'll tell you, it was a government psyop that you probably never heard about, although you may have heard about one called MK Ultra. But have you ever heard of Operation Often, also known as Project MK Often? In the year 1972, CIA agents and government officials sit in a candlelit room across from the most famous witch in all of Great Britain. Her name was Sybil Leek, and government officials take copious notes as they witness a black magic ritual. An icy chill fills the room, and the most powerful government agencies in the United States, the same people that are sworn to take care of and protect the United States, find themselves face to face with what they believe is a demonic force masquerading as extraterrestrial entities. This sounds like science fiction, but it's not. This really happened. So why were the very people that launch covert operations and protect citizens in a room doing a seance with a witch in the first place? To answer that, we need to roll back the clock to 1946, to a talented young rocket scientist who merged rocket technology with ritual magic. His name is Jack Parsons. He was co-founder of what would become NASA's Jet Propulsion Lab. This was no ordinary guy. He was known as the father of modern rocketry in the United States of America. But at night, he was a different person. He was a head of the Agape Lodge, which was Aleister Crowley's occult order in Pasadena, California. For those of you who don't know, Aleister Crowley is famous, and he was called the wickedest man in the world by the British press. Beginning in 1918, he would use ritual magic to summon what he called the Amelantre workings, which he believed were demons that were masquerading as extraterrestrial beings. And the drawings that were made of these beings were very similar to what we know today as aliens that people call greys. So beginning in 1946, Jack Parsons got together with a good friend of his, this up-and-coming science fiction writer named L. Ron Hubbard, and they began to do magic rituals together. And they were trying to summon otherworldly beings into this world to do their bidding. Now let's fast forward 1 year to 1947. This will be familiar to most people as the Roswell incident. Of course, we all know it was dismissed as a weather balloon. But what they actually retrieved was something that you were never told about. Shortly afterwards, Jack Parsons' clearances were completely withdrawn by the FBI. They were afraid he may be on to something, they just weren't sure what. Which brings us back to September of 1972, where the CIA operation I told you about before, called Operation Often, or MK Often, was terminated with a 2-word kill order: read and destroy. The group tasked with recording all this information and gathering all this data was called the Collins Elite, and they put in their documentation that they believed that these UFO encounters had succeeded in memory implants in human beings. Now, if the Collins Elite were correct, we weren't actually dealing with aliens. They believed we were dealing with demons masquerading as aliens. So instead of aliens using advanced technologies, they were convinced this is actually a spiritual war. So to them, every alien abduction, every flashing light in the sky, every one of these times when you meet somebody who says they've seen a flying saucer, it was all part of one giant cosmic demonic trap. Whether you believe this story or not, the documentation exists that it's true, which means that the United States government was dabbling in sorcery, in witchcraft. They employed mediums and astrologers and sat across from witches in seances and black magic rituals. What do you think they actually discovered? What do you think they ran into? Was this extraterrestrial life, or was it demons that were masquerading as ET?